And we are back on Fresh Waves. Joining us via telephone from the beautiful Haliburton Highlands, we have Barrie Martin of Yours Outdoors. Good morning, Barrie.
Good morning. It's a beautiful sunny day here.
Oh, it breaks my heart to not be there. Okay, I'm going to have to get over that one right now. Okay, so you are a part of, or you are, Yours Outdoors.
I am. It's a company who offers all kinds of different experiences in the Haliburton Highlands.
And one of them is canoeing, which is kind of our segue between the rowing we were just talking about and other things that involve water. So you do canoeing. Do you have some paddleboard excursions yet, or?
Yes, I do work with a company that does paddleboarding as well. But with 600 lakes in the county, there's lots of opportunities to get on the water, that's for sure.
That's for sure. And
yeah.
So how did you end up starting something like Yours Outdoors?
Well, it was just there's so much to do in the county, and I thought I could highlight those things and make that available to visitors to the county, and to do all kinds of things, including water-based activities, art-related activities, winter activities. So we offer a wide variety of experiences that will introduce people to the Haliburton Highlands and help them meet some local people and just walk away with some memories.
That sounds wonderful. So are you an avid canoeer yourself?
Yes, I love canoeing, and we, in terms of what we provide in terms of canoeing experiences, we have a half-day adventure called Canoe Like a Canadian, and it's just, learning some basic strokes and how to get around the lake and do it safely, and so it can be as simple as that. We also offer a full-day canoe trip that involves paddling, of course, and also portaging and through a number of small lakes. And then we have a weekend package where it's kind of an upscale package. You can stay at a really nice resort and then spend your days canoeing or kayaking or stand-up paddleboard. So offer a wide variety of water-based experiences. So, it's perfect conditions for that.
So were you a little guy when you started out canoeing?
Yep. Yes. I was born and raised on a farm, but I managed to find some water and developed a passion for canoeing, and love to get out and do some overnight longer trips myself, for sure, and with friends and family.
Have you ever done a trip that involved dehydrated food? That's what we were talking with Heather about. Her diet for the 90-plus days that she'll be on the water is mostly dehydrated food, so...
Yeah, that would be necessary, yeah. Some of our trips we've had dehydrated food, and some of the trips have been short enough that you can carry some regular food along as well. So, but I've had trips in Temagami and along the Georgian Bay coastline were very memorable trips, and certainly in Algonquin Park and in the Haliburton Highlands we've done a number of trips. So very, very wonderful summer activity. Yeah,
and very, very diverse terrain, because when you're talking about being in Algonquin Park, for the most part, you're little lakes, little rivers, nice calm water, but out on Georgian Bay, you can get some pretty rough water out there.
Yes, we stuck close to the shoreline, and we weren't actually in kayaks. We were, I think, the only canoe that we saw out there, but we were in a nice big 18-foot canoe, and it was pretty stable, but there were some bumpy days out there for sure.
Mm-hmm. As there can be on Georgian Bay. It's got that reputation. So when you're talking about taking people out and teaching them new strokes, you get this visual of a guy doing a solo canoe or a person doing a solo canoe, and if you paddle on the same side, you're going to go around and around in circles. So there has to be a way to fix that, doesn't there?
There is, yeah. There are some specific strokes that you can learn. Either you learn to paddle with two people in the canoe, or you can learn solo. I mean, solo paddling is more of an advanced skill, but wonderful to be able to learn that and be able to do that. I mean, the other thing that we do that in a canoe, of course, or sometimes in a boat, is fishing, and we have a number of fishing adventures as well. So, fly fishing or regular fishing from a boat for lake trout or bass. So. But the canoe experience is fly fishing with the canoe, or even on a stand-up paddleboard. There's people that are fishing off stand-up paddleboards. So again, a fun way to enjoy the water.
Yeah, Holly's husband over there on Eagle Lake is always fishing off of his paddleboard, which I think is just It's amazing, but you really have to have some balance control if you're going to be fishing off of a paddleboard. I've actually been fishing in Benor Lake. I don't know if you know Benor. Up,
I do.
Yeah, by Elephant Lake, and the muskie fishing is quite good up there. But if you're in a canoe and you catch a muskie, let it go.
Yeah, you've got your hands full.
Oh, yeah, because it'll pull the canoe and you around the lake if you let it.
And then you've done a wonderful trip up in Benor as well. Take Benor and paddle up the York River to the base of High Falls. You've mentioned that, and I've done that trip as well, and that's a real treat to do that.
Yeah, the paddleboarding up there is just something we've been doing recently, but in years gone by, we've taken the canoes as a family and groups of friends, and before they even opened up that end of the park, we would take the canoes and we would do the portage right up into Byers Lake. And the first one is a couple of kilometers long, and the second one is like 1.3, and the next one's 2.5. It's a tough day, and it takes all day. You're on the water for a good 8 to 9 hours, but it's so worth it when you get there. There's nobody around. It's really a cool place to be.
Into some remote spots. Those are awfully long portages, though.
They are. They really are. You really have to know what you're doing. It's a long. That's why people don't go. And you'll see the COs come down from the interior of the park once a year. They don't do it twice.
Yeah. So it's great. I mean, the other place where I'm incorporating water activities, and I'm the coordinator for the Haliburton Festival, which happens in September 18th and 22nd, and we've got 110 hikes, but actually two or three of them involve canoeing as well. So we're paddling, and actually the hike portion of that is the portage itself. So we're having great fun with the hiking festival and incorporating other types of activities like canoeing into the festival. So.
Well, yeah, hiking takes on a whole different meaning when you've got a canoe on your head.
Exactly.
Just saying.
Yeah.
The other people in the studio are kind of laughing right now because it is an odd visual, the hiking boots with the canoe on the head.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But it gets you to places that you otherwise can't get to.
Absolutely, yeah.
And those places are usually the gems, I find.
That is for sure.
There's actually a really big portage, if you look on the map, between Byers Lake and Little Rock Lake, or Big Rock Lake. That's over by Kingscott Lake?
Yeah,
and again, this is all in the park. Yeah.
Yeah. I had an intern working for me. She was from France, and her first portage was that particular portage. That was her first canoe trip and her first portage, so that was quite an introduction to canoeing with that long portage, but she survived and had fun. So
well, that's good. And some of the rapids that you go between High Falls and Byers Lake, you can still see remnants of the old half barrels that they used to put together to run the logs down the rapids so that the logs would eventually make their way into Benor Lake from the lumberjacks.
Yeah, lots of logging history along those routes, isn't there?
Yeah, there sure is. And they're still logging that area of the park to this day, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in terms of even hiking, you can use the old logging roads to hike right up to Byers Lake if you're so inclined. Yeah.
Do you want to lead a hike there for me someday?
I definitely will. It's a lot of fun, especially when you get out of the snowmobile area and into the part where it's just the old logging roads. And, I don't go up there without a bear bell. If anyone's going up in that area, there's so many wild raspberries from where the logging sites were in the past was now meadows and tons of raspberries. You just have to have your bear bell with you because the bears like the raspberries as much as I do.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're kind of theirs to explore, sort of thing. We're going to take a little break. If you wouldn't mind holding on the line, Barrie, we'll take a break and pay some bills here at the station, and then we'll come back to you with some more fun excursions that people can explore and how they can get a hold of you.
Great. Okay. Thanks.
Okay.